watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Well, good afternoon, and thank you for joining us for the news at noon. I'm Mark Hall. The snow and the sleet and the freezing rain, all that behind this. Let's head over to meteorologist Damon Matson with the latest check on the forecast. And Damon, are we expecting some kind of a winter warm-up?
Well, yeah, we're going to see that, Mark, no doubt. And there's one other thing that's clearing out of here, too. The gray, that fog, the cloud cover has started to break up across the area as well. So we are looking up as we go throughout the rest of this Thursday. Check it out on the radar loop. Nothing for the first time in days. We don't have rain. We don't have ice. We don't have snow. All of it has finally moved out with these storm systems wrapping up and pushing away from the DMV. The last of those rain showers did cross through parts of Maryland earlier this morning, but that was it. We are now in the clear. And speaking of clear, yeah, the clouds are still stubborn quite a bit here across the I-95 corridor into D.C. We certainly still do have some of that fog in some places, but most of that has broken up here. Now, out to the west, I mean, my goodness, we have some sunshine breaking out along the I-81 corridor back toward the mountains, and that clearing is going to rapidly spread east with winds kicking up throughout the rest of the afternoon. That's the one little hiccup we will deal with today. It is going to be turning blustery in order to get these clouds out of here, but hey, we'll take a little bit of wind if it does mean that we can get this sunshine back, get a little bit of warmth in as well. But just how blustery are those winds going to be in some locations throughout the day? And are we looking at another storm system arriving by this weekend? We'll have a full look at your forecast coming up here in just a bit.
All right, Damon, thank you. An update out of Maryland. The boil water advisory has been lifted for thousands of families in southern Prince George's County. Officials say the advisory started early Tuesday morning when a water main break shut down service to the region. Well, the Water Authority, WSSC, says that the most recent tests show that the water is now safe to drink. But first, everyone impacted by the advisory should run their faucets until the water is clear. WSSC says to start with the faucet closest to the ground level. And people in Prince George's County say that they're pleased with the latest snow removal efforts, a major shift from the region's last big snowfall. Road crews worked around the clock making rounds once the storm started on Tuesday. Many in Prince George's County noticed a good job with clear roads. Moving forward, many hope the county will continue to improve, staying prepared when snowstorms hit.
Held them accountable, and it was a pretty rough hearing because we heard from our residents who were very frustrated. But they said that they admitted that they had made mistakes and wanted to make changes. And today we haven't gotten any complaints. The last storm, we were getting calls every hour.
And Blagay encouraging folks in the county to reach out to officials whenever there are concerns about the snow removal process. And we're getting data from police on just how impactful the snow was on the commute. They've released data on the numbers of crashes as of late yesterday afternoon. Virginia State troopers say they responded to at least 951 crashes since Tuesday. 94 of those crashes were in Northern Virginia. On the Maryland side, troopers say they had 235 crashes, but more than 700 calls for service. A federal judge removed a major hurdle holding President Donald Trump back from downsizing the federal workforce. DC News Now's Yal Marisa Say is at the Office of Personnel Management in Northwest with more.
Yeah, several lawsuits have been filed by labor unions representing federal workers against the Donald Trump administration's proposed buyouts when it comes to federal workers. Now, ultimately, a judge actually just ruled that these labor unions can't sue because it does not affect them directly. Now, this comes after President Donald Trump announced his deferred workforce resignation. Under that decision, federal employees could quit their job in return for pay up until September. Now, the goal is to downsize the federal workforce and save money. And about 75,000 federal employees already accepted the offer, which actually ended at 7 p.m. last night. But several labor unions filed lawsuits asking to put the program on hold, claiming the plan is illegal and not enough time was given to make a conscious decision. Now, a federal judge ruled yesterday unions are not directly impacted and legally can't challenge the program. In a statement, the American Federation of Government Employees says today's ruling is a setback in the fight for dignity and fairness for public servants, but it's not the end of that fight. Importantly, this decision did not address the underlying lawfulness of the program. Here's the White House's message to all other judges looking to stall this program.
Quick news flash to these liberal judges who are supporting their obstructionist efforts. 77 million Americans voted to elect this president. And each injunction is an abuse of the rule of law and an attempt to thwart the will of the people.
Now, labor unions say they do plan on asking this specific judge that allowed this ruling to put this program on hold. For now, reporting in Northwest D.C., I'm Yamarie Sase, DC News Now.
All right, Yamarie, thank you. 7 illegal immigrants arrested in Northern Virginia. ICE says that the 7 arrested in this targeted operation included a man convicted of driving under the influence. Well, these arrests happened last week in Annandale, with the FBI working in conjunction with ICE. And the ACLU is suing the Trump administration for the treatment of migrants. They say the administration is holding them in Guantanamo Bay without being able to speak with their lawyer or their families. The Department of Homeland Security is responding, saying that the detainees can speak to a lawyer on the phone. Meantime, inflation is on the rise again. That's according to the Labor Department. Grocery prices, gas, and many other items all went up in January. The Labor Department says that we're paying 3% more than we were this time last year. Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell says the economy is strong and the U.S. has the luxury to wait and see if our inflation numbers will come down. In the Commonwealth, the bill to build a casino in Tysons is now dead. A state senator posting on social media the proposal died in a subcommittee, essentially killing the plans. Legislation would have allowed an entertainment district be built around a casino, and critics called the development unnecessary for the county, while casino supporters argued that it would bring in more tax dollars and more jobs. In the district, a slew of new policies hoping to preserve affordable housing, but some landlords are concerned that they're not getting their rent payments. DC News Now's Marielle Carbone tells us about some possible solutions from the mayor's office.
In the district, officials say there is a growing problem, unpaid rent.
What is really unique here in the district is that our rent collections are at an all-time low.
Janine Lind is the president of Enterprise Community Development, a nonprofit developer of affordable housing. She says last year the company had over $7 million in outstanding tenant rent payments in D.C. Citywide, the total number is expected to be $147 million in 2025.
COVID affected all of us across the country, but the impacts continue to be felt very deeply here.
It's an issue that D.C.'s mayor says has a rippling effect on the housing system.
Because of the people who aren't paying rent, we see inability for property owners to invest in those properties, provide security, and long-term maintain ownership and affordability.
To help, the mayor's office is rolling out the Rental Act, a comprehensive plan to protect and strengthen housing. The legislation, in part, restores the Department of Housing and Community Development's authority to acquire and reposition vacant properties, allows an expedited process to evict someone who commits a violent crime, and speeds up the current eviction process, which can take up to 2 years in D.C.
So we just have an exceptionally long timeline, and so we're just looking to get back to sort of a market norm.
Reporting for DC News Now, I'm Marielle Carbone.
Marielle, thank you. Mayor Bowser's office also announced over $140 million of funding for affordable housing projects. The new housing bill would also be needed approval by D.C. Council. All right, let's talk a little sports, starting with women's basketball. Changes are coming to the Washington Mystics leadership. Sydney Johnson will be coaching and Jamila Weidman will be the general manager, both holding those respective positions for the very first time. Coach Johnson says that he's ready to help create a winning culture here in D.C.
Of course, we want to win basketball games. I mean, it's just like, you know, everything about me loves this game. And frankly, when we're keeping score, I want to be the one with more points than the other team. We want this to be a home, you know, where players can find themselves and really want to be here. We know the game, like success will come, but it's about doing that year in and year out. And that's where we aim to go.
Mystics had the second worst record in the conference last season at 14-26. The 2025 season kicks off May 16th against the Chicago Sky. Well, do you think that you have what it takes to be part of the oldest marching band in the NFL? Well, now might be your chance. The Commanders Marching Band is holding open auditions starting next month on March 8th and 9th, and they will take place at the District Heights Recreation Center. And the instrument openings on the band include alto saxophone, the baritone trombone, And also, there's going to be phone editions. Will include a first round of blind music auditions, followed by a second round of marching auditions for those who pass round one. And we're getting a live look at Daytona International Speedway in Florida. The NASCAR season revs up this weekend with the Super Bowl of racing, the Daytona 500. You can watch the upcoming Xfinity race, the United Rentals 300 on DCW 50. Coverage starts Saturday afternoon at 4.